I think I mistake consistency for complacency a lot. So like me doing the same thing every day, I get tired of it, or I feel like I'm not progressing, and I like will stop doing things that I'm getting better at, but I'll eventually just stop doing them because I think I'm going nowhere. Studying Japanese, I think. I was traveling last year and I was going to Japan, and you know it's a tough language. So I was studying for like a month, two, and I was kind of I would not remember words. I would forget symbols, and I would kind of just be like, oh, I don't think I'm getting it. I don't think I'm catching on. But then I actually got to Japan and I remember more than I thought, and I kind of looked back and was like, oh, I wish I like spent more time continuing the study instead of just like giving up. I think that's like the hard part. It's when there's something as like abstract as like learning a language or like finding yourself or experiencing like life. It's hard to like find there's no benchmark other than like the one that you assign to it. So I think that's like what I'm trying to like learn more is I'm just trying to like take more time to reflect and understand that, yeah, like even though there's not like a physical change or some like cognitive shift, it slowly affects us, and it's not something I should just give up so easy. A month and a half ago, I had like a house in San Francisco, furniture, cars, the whole, what people perceive to be like the American dream type deal. But I like got rid of my house, got rid of all my stuff. I live out of a bag, like a backpack now. So like the beginning of that's tough, but like I'm starting to understand that it's the less I have, the freer I am. So it's like, for me, it's, I think learning that it's not what you have, it's like who you have and who you are, that like that's what defines us. So it can be tough at first when you give everything away, but when you give everything away, you get a lot in return. So I'm starting to reap the benefit of giving away right now. When I loaded my car and I realized that that's everything I have, that was a great one. And I'm like, that'll be the craziest thing that ever happens. And then went to a friend's house in LA, and then I left there and I looked into the back seat and there was nothing left. And I looked in the front seat, it's just one backpack, and I'm like, okay, now I actually have nothing left. But so I think it's just one of those things that you keep thinking that you have nothing left, but then every time you take it a step further, you're like, now I have nothing. But the thing is, you've always got, for everything you give away, you have more in experience. So I think it's kind of like a zero-sum game. And I think instead of like divesting a lot of ourselves into like material possessions, if we give those away and invest more in, internal possession, then like, I think that's really, it makes us a complete person in like a more holistic way than just like having stuff. I know like people have gotten into like the Marie Kondo sizing down thing this year. And I think like, I would think take it a step further, just like grab a bag, fill it with what you think you need, and just go. And go for not like 3 days, just take off as much time as you have and go. When you get back, see if what did you really miss when you were gone? And I think when you get back, you realize you really didn't miss that much because you were so focused on doing rather than just like existing and having things. So I think like just people to like downsize and like simplify their life, I think is really important for like mental health and really important for like us to find out who we are versus trying to like just push ourselves into possessions.
Thank you, Alex.
Yeah, for sure.